snakes. Monument Square
Ooh.
with a hotel. What's the price on that?
That's gonna be 1,500. Cough it up.
It's a tourist trap.
That's right, it is a tourist trap.
I'll just go to jail. Oh my god, is that the jailer?
Yeah, that's the jailer.
That's a gargoyle.
It is. Alright. I get to destroy Go, collect 200 souls.
You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe these guys just really deserve their own game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Intro! Hey folks, this is the Failroad Express bringing to you a board game review of Dark Souls, the board game. Adam, explain what's going on here. Dark Souls in board game format. Yeah, so basically you just take a board game and you bash your head against it and you never quite win. You just get a little less frustrated each time. These fantastic little... Yeah, miniatures. The miniatures are great. Okay, so what? We start playing this, and then we rage quit, throw our controller outside, go back to the store, get another controller, go back to the game, and play the abused spouse. Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
here?
kind of, but except all that you just said is wrong.
Oh, but then we roll dice.
Yes,
Okay.
we roll dice. We throw the dice and break the dice.
Okay.
Rage quit the dice?
Rage quit the dice.
So in this game, I've always heard that it's difficult.
Yes.
Oh, you've
And
never
so-
played Dark Souls, have you?
We use sparks instead of just dying and having to start over again, right?
Yeah, that puts a timer on the game, basically, because if you were to play it like the video game, you would never stop playing.
Right.
255 hours logged right now.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Help me.
All right, so
He needs somebody.
we're gonna show you how this game works, and then we're gonna rate it in our score or categories: ease of use, replay value, and overall fun.
Yeah. Yep, sounds good.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Let's get it done. So here's one round mid-game on Dark Souls. As you can see, we are set up to just totally get our butts kicked. I'm the Herald, he's the Assassin. Boy, is that a bad idea.
It's really bad for that combination to happen
Oh yeah.
without like a tank.
Yeah, neither of these guys are tanks. The Knight and the Warrior are the Knight's the best tank, but the Warrior is your second best.
Yeah.
So, you ready to get our butts handed to us?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, so you've got the aggro. It's your turn. What you gonna do, man? Got
Okay.
traps everywhere. These yellow things are traps.
Well, fortunately for me, I happen to have a fireball equipped.
Oh man.
So I'm going to go ahead and pop 5 stamina in order to roll 2 orange die and hit everybody on a node for that amount of damage. So we'll go ahead and...
Ooh, nice. That was 5 hits.
So we rolled a 5.
Which one are we hitting? We hitting this one?
It hits everybody on the Sentinel's node.
On the Sentinel's nose.
Yeah.
That auto kills him.
Yep.
But then-
because the crossbow soldier only has 1 magic defense
Oh yeah.
and 1 health, so he's just gone. The
Okay,
Sentinel,
the hollow
however,
Sentinel's got.
1 magic defense, as indicated
I got it.
by the circle, and then he's got 10 health, so he takes 4 damage.
So in any normal game, all the players would move, and then the bad guys would move, right? Wrong. In Dark Souls, the bad guys move after each player. Oh man.
Yeah.
So now these guys are going to rush forward. These archers are just going to stay back here and play Plinko with the Assassin. He's going to take 3 damage or something because he failed a dodge.
I did. I failed all my dodge.
Oh my god. You're almost dead. And then this guy is just going to try and beat me to death, and he's going to give me some damage. Now, the way these guys do it is you roll against your armor. These guys do automatic damage, and you have to roll. Oh man, that was actually the best possible roll you could have with 2 black dice. So that would give me 4 defense, and he would still get 2 attack through. So that's going to be 2 HP. Mm-hmm. Now the thing with Dark Souls is you get exhaustion and you get HP damage.
Yep, so you've got exhaustion coming from this side, and then health damage coming from this way.
And if those two meet in the middle...
Or even in one of the ends. They don't have to meet in the middle.
As long as they come together,
so
your character dies.
If that happened, I would be dead.
Oh yeah, super dead.
So.
But then, after those characters move, it would go on, or after the bad guys move, it would then be my turn to try and run and hide or try and stab this guy.
Let's be honest, with the Herald, you just run and hide.
Yeah, the Herald is all about healing. The Herald is basically a support character. Yeah. But the one good thing is his spear can attack 1 node away, which is these little marks on the map, and that's how you judge distance. So we could attack 1 away, but he does just a measly 1 black dice plus 1. Hey, I actually killed him.
For once.
But then everybody says, looky, looky, I'm going to attack the Herald again. I already used 3 stamina just so I could kill that 1 Hollow Knight. And now everybody is just going to gang up on me. And oh no, I died.
And once any player dies, you go back to the bonfire and you dial the spark counter down. So it was at 3. Now we're at 2.
Now we're at 2 on the spark. And so after each room, or after we die, we would go back to the fireplace where the spark lies, and we would just kind of reminisce about how we could have done better. And then we have to go through every single room again, but that allows us to gather more souls, possibly gain better items or find an ember or something that's going to give us extra on the defense. We can search for treasure cards and get the great magic weapon, something like that, which actually isn't that hard to equip for someone like me or you.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really about just working together.
Yeah.
In order to overcome
overwhelming odds. Oh, yeah. But yes, this game is definitely just as hard. Would you say this game is easier or harder than the Dark Souls video games?
It's easier because it's easier to play multiplayer.
Easier for multiplayer?
As far as the actual mechanics, I would say that Dark Souls, the video game, is slightly easier just because you're getting more souls. It doesn't translate the soul mechanic very well, which is something to talk about for a House Rules video.
Sure. We're probably going to end up doing a House Rules video.
We're gonna do several videos on Dark Souls probably.
Yeah.
Because we've got expansions coming as well.
But that's a round of Dark Souls. Now let's go into our review, starting with our ease of use.
Alright, for ease of use, we have given Dark Souls, the board game, a 4 out of 10. That might seem a little steep to you if you've seen any of our other videos. We tend not to stray into the deep end, so to speak, but for this game, it is absolutely accurate. It basically has a language of its own when you get into enemy movement. Josh actually talked to me after our first game, and he was like, dude, I don't know how you read all those little symbols. It's just practice. The instruction booklet shows you what everything means, and there's even on the back of it a nice handy guide if you happen to get lost with it. But that all said, it is still a learning curve. Trying to keep track of, okay, this enemy does this at this point, and this enemy has a different moveset. It's very complicated, which is nice if you're into that type of thing. But it's not for a casual gamer. You have to take time, read through the booklet, and even play several games before you will get everything under your understanding. So ease of use, 4 out of 10.
For replayability, we gave Dark Souls, the board game, an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. This game is 1 to 4 players. So first off, I'm going to talk to you about one-player campaigns. One-player campaigns are campaigns based off of Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. First Journey, Coiled Sword. Where's Dark Souls 2? Shut up. The rules for the campaigns are slightly different than when you're playing with multiple players. I won't get into that right now, but just know that these campaigns, you can make your own campaign. I'm sure there's going to be a growing community online of being able to customize campaigns for one-player campaigns or cooperative campaigns, just like you can do co-op on Dark Souls 1 or 2 or 3. The point is, it doesn't have it doesn't have a big community right now for those specific campaigns because the game just came out. But, Castle Ravenloft for D&D 4th edition, Zombicide, those games have huge communities, lots of versatility. So I'm pretty sure that this game is going to quickly swallow those whole with all of the people in the community trying to make these fantastic campaigns, based especially with all the DLC that exists. Now, moving on to 2, 3, and 4-player campaigns. You see more of like a one-shot where you lay down 6 tiles, you have a mini-boss. Lay down another 6 tiles, you got a big boss. But there are like 6 regular guys that you can fight. There are 4 unique mini-bosses from the games. There are 2 unique bosses that you can do any sort of combination with those. Plus the 4 classes, and the different loadouts that you can put for your equipment and how you spec your guy, who knows what's going to work best. It just gives you a lot of variety, and that's what makes this game so fantastic and gives it a high replay value, is the variety. Every time you play this, it's going to be different. You've got these encounter cards. You don't know what you're going to be facing when you do a randomly generated room. And it's just going to be a great experience overall with challenging yourself, making fights more difficult, or trying to, do a deprived mode or something like that where you just have no equipment and see how long you can go. So 8 out of 10 for replayability. Fantastic game. Would play again.
Overall fun for Dark Souls? We're going to give it a 9 out of 10. The reason we're giving it a 9 out of 10 is because of all these co-op games that you're going to play. There's going to be times in it where you're on the edge of your seat looking at everybody like, oh man, are we going to win? Or are we going to lose? Oh my god. Every single room is like that for Dark Souls. I mean, you've got this spark counter, and it was set for 3 on a 3-player game, and man, you're going to use all those sparks. You're going to enter this room that you've been in before, and you're going to say, oh yeah, we've totally got this, and then you die and you're like, I didn't see that coming. You're going to be on the edge of your seat the entire time playing this game, and it's just going to, you're going to be communicating with each other saying, what if we do this, what if we do that, wait a second, I've got it. If you heal me, oh man, if you don't find a healing spell early on, I don't even know how you're going to make it even to the mini boss. And with that in mind, yeah, the 1 to 2 hour playtime on the box, just brush that aside. It's going to take you at least 2 hours just to get to the first mini boss. So yeah, expect to be playing this game for 3 to 4 hours. But even with that, you're going to be engaged the entire time. You're going to be hoping for that next item that's going to give you that edge, like the fireball magic or some new suit of armor that's going to allow you to roll 2 blue dice instead of 1 or 2 black dice, and it's gonna you're gonna feel that reward, you're gonna absorb those souls, and it's just gonna feel great. And when you get to that mini boss and defeat it and divvy up the mini boss weapons, because the mini bosses each come, and I'm sure the bosses come with their own weapons that you can equip, and you're just gonna feel really good about that. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for overall fun. Well, that was our review for Dark Souls. Adam, final thoughts?
Dark Souls, the board game, is difficult. It's brutal.
Oh yeah.
It's not friendly to you, and I absolutely love it.
I really enjoy this game. Despite like what we said earlier, people are going to find house rules to balance this game out, and and so are we. But for me, this is like Zaya in that there's some flaws to it, but the enjoyment I get out of this game so outweighs the flaws in the rules that it has.
Yeah.
And nothing that a couple of house rules aren't going to fix. And just edge of your seat entertainment every time. And each time you die, you're like, oh man, I didn't see that coming. So Dark Souls, the board game.
Go get it. It's worth it.
Be sure and like and subscribe if you enjoyed what we did. If you disagree with our scores, leave your own scores in a comment below. And I hope you'll enjoy more Failroad Express.
Yeah, follow us on Faceplace and the Twitter spot to stay in tune with our upcoming news. We're going to have a lot of board game reviews coming out in the near future. I know Talsetti has funded, and we're going to be getting that soon. Pretty soon here.
Yep.
So a lot of games on the horizon.
Absolutely. Catch you next time.
It really looks like him. The tail doesn't come off, though.
No.
If you pull hard enough. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa.
Hit the weak spot for massive damage. You're junk. You're junk. You're junk.
This is when all the bad happens. Okay, normally in any normal game, my head is cut off and it's annoying me.
In a normal game, my head is cut off.
I don't remember it being that way. Okay.